this. So it tells me to write an equation for a linear function. There's multiple linear functions on your formula sheet. You might have something like slope-intercept form. You might have point-slope form. So you're writing a linear function f such that, now this something as new as you have function notation. So let me do a quick lesson on that. Function notation, let's just say I give you the order pair 7 and -2. The first coordinate is the x coordinate and the second coordinate is the y coordinate. Well, a fancy way of saying the y coordinate is saying f of x. So you can write this as this: f of x equals -2. And then the the x coordinate, you can put it on the inside there. So you can write this as f of 7 equals -2. For the x value, I put in there as 7. So 7 comma -2 is the same thing as saying f of 7 equals -2. So class, what is the order pair here? -1, comma 2. And this order pair over here? 2, 3. So I need to write an equation for the linear function. Doesn't tell me which one to use. Okay. Well, I have 2 points and I don't have the slope. So you can graph it. That's one way of doing it, counting rise over run. Or I'm just going to use this point-slope form. I'm going to solve for m, and then we can write an equation. So I'm first going to label my order pairs: x1, y1, x2, y2. Oh, formulas, you guys are not good at this. So make sure you write it down, the formula. Everyone say write down the formula. The second thing is label. Everyone say label. Now here it doesn't have 2's. You see that? So you can add it to your formula. And don't forget the most common mistake is the negative sign. Let's do our substitutions. And substitutions I'll do in parentheses. My y2 value is? My y1 value? Okay. Do we have the slope? That's what we're solving for. Your x2 value? 2. And your x1 value? Look, look. -1. Put there. -1. And basically what point-slope form is, if you think about it, if you multiply both sides by x minus x1, you actually have the formula for slope. So I don't want you to memorize 2 formulas. You could just solve for m and you're solving for slope. 2 minus the -1 is 3. And over here is 1. Divide by 3 on both sides, and you get slope to be 1/3. Okay. I have the slope. You can use either of these formulas. If you plug in the slope here or here, then you just pick one order pair. Everyone say one order pair. Doesn't matter which one you pick. Then you plug it in, and then you solve for your equation. If you're using slope-intercept form, that would help you solve for the b value. You have slope and the y-intercept, and then you solve for it, or keep it in point-slope form, which I think is the easiest one. I'm going to write it again. I'll do my substitutions. My slope is now 1/3. I'm going to use the first order pair. You can use either of them. Let's change to the second one. I realize that one's a negative. I'll stay away from the second order pair. So pay attention here. Although it says y1 and x1, I don't have to use this order pair. You can pick any order pair. Does that make sense? You can relabel if you want to. So here's my y value, and this is my x value. So I have y minus, my y value here is 3, equals my slope, which is 1/3, times my x value minus my x1 value, or whatever order pair I picked, which is 2. So this is my equation in point-slope form. put an orange box around it. That can be one representation. I can be very specific and might ask you give me point slope form, or I might ask you for slope intercept. Slope intercept form, we're just going to distribute. So I have y minus 3 equals 1/3 x. 1/3 minus 2, you can always do side problems. 1/3 times 2, 2 over 1, multiply across, that gives you negative 2/3. I'm trying to get the y by itself. Cos, how do you make 3 a fraction over here? We're going to put it over 1. Okay, so watch this. If I add 3 to both sides, look ahead. I can't add 3 plus 2/3. So I'm going to make that 9/3. That's essentially multiplying the numerator and denominator by 3. Why do I do that? Because 9/3 or negative 9/3 is equivalent to negative 3. And the reason why I did that is right here. Look, did you guys see that? So now I have y is equals 0, right? Negative 3 plus a 9/3, those are opposites, equals 1/3 x. Negative 2 plus 9 is 7, and the denominator stays the same. So my answer in slope-intercept form is 1/3 x plus 7/3. So here, the only thing that's different for you is that you have function notation for your order pairs.